Seattle is known for its overcast weather, spectacular northwest beauty, and a diverse population. Public opinion is vital to the criminal justice system, so we decided to go out and ask Seattleites what they think caused crime.
What causes crime? Wow, there are multiple things that cause crime. Socioeconomic differences can cause crime. Just people who have that inkling to do something bad, such as being a serial killer or things like that. You know, just the way people are wired sometimes, or maybe, unfortunately, the way that they could be raised.
Well, what I think causes crime is ignorance. You know what I'm saying?
Bad behavior. It's like they watch violence from TV or a movie and bad decisions. I don't know.
Disobedience, I suppose.
Like rage.
People that don't care.
Criminals.
Stupid people.
I think it's prohibition.
Poverty.
Income inequality.
Greed, money.
Disparity between the rich and the poor.
Lack of education.
The desire to have power.
Black people. Crime is a choice.
I think it's a whole conglomeration of things together, and ultimately it's a bigger underlying social problem brought on by all those things mixed together.
We also decided to get a professional opinion.
We look at the collective to understand how we have socially constructed a notion of what counts as criminal or what counts as deviant and what doesn't. So within sociology, we can look at collectives of people who have been defined as criminal and say, why are they behaving in this way from a collective perspective? One example of that would be social learning theory. We are so deeply socialized kinds of creatures that we learn what we are exposed to. So people who grow up in a community where everyone is cheating on taxes or where everyone is smoking pot see those things as normal, and therefore to be normal, to not be deviant, is to do those things. The rest of society may have defined those things as abnormal or criminal. Conflict theory, the long, noble tradition that comes from Karl Marx, for example, defines crime as the collection of laws and principles that serve to protect the interests of the elite. It is the elite who define what counts as criminal, and what counts as criminal, generally speaking, is, from a Marxian perspective, is the kinds of practices that undermine the power of the elite. So many of the practices we've defined as criminal in the society that are spread across different classes, different races, are disproportionately represented by people in lower incomes or people of color.
Small business owners of Salsa N Seattle Dance Studio were recent victims of crime.
One night, I think it was probably like 2 or 3 in the morning, like after one of our parties, I guess 2 guys came in. First one just runs up to here, and instead of this pretty picture of Seattle, we used to have a flat screen TV. So they just like literally it took them maybe 2 seconds to rip the TV off. And then at the same time, the other guy is right here trying to get this same TV off, but he couldn't because it's actually bolted into like this part, this cement, so he couldn't get it off. And then literally like 10 seconds later, they're out the door and there's no TV, there's a big hole in the wall.
What do you think would cause somebody to do that, to come in and steal?
They'll steal things because it's easy for them.
Yeah.
And then it's easy money. So there you go.
If you have the slightest suspicion, just dial 911.
Yeah.
Just dial it. It's not, it can't hurt. Even, they said even if we don't think it's an emergency, then you'll just be transferred to the non-emergency. But they would rather have us call than not. So it kind of makes you feel good. Somebody cares.
Police officers provide one of the most important functions of society and should therefore be marketed as such. It is vital for both the public and Seattle Police Department to address the public perspectives of law enforcement. To do this, we decided to go and ask.
How do you feel about the Seattle Police Department?
Can I cuss?
Yeah.
So I think that the police department is extraordinarily racist and classist.
I think they are negligent.
I actually think that they're awesome.
They're terrible.
They can't stop everything because, I mean, they can only do so much. I mean, for as many police they have, you gotta look at as many people.
It's too bad the 70% of shitty ones give the 30% of good ones a bad name.
I mean, if you also wanted to find out how the minorities are being treated or how the people of color are being treated by the police, all you gotta do is pull out the Department of Justice report on how SPD has been using excessive force.
You feel like they're not always doing their job, or they're racist, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I'm scared of Seattle Police Department.
A lot of profile, and a lot of them don't.
I think that they need some work.
Some guys, the bully kid in school, now he got the badge. Sometimes they, want to push a little bit too far. I mean, but at the end of the day, I can't say nothing too bad about them because they're doing their job.
So I don't really have a strong opinion one way or the other.
When I called them, they said that they would come out to check out my car, and they never came. It seemed like it took them an awful lot to do their job.
I think they don't maybe handle situations the way they should. They're a little too abrasive and aggressive.
I'm not really that much of a fan.
I think there's hope with the new Seattle police chief. I think it's positive it's a woman. That might lend another perspective.
I think that in order for Seattle Police Department to change their image and to change their ideology, that they need to get out in the community more, not just to protect and serve, but to do more serving, to do more community outreach, to be visible so that we know who these people are. So that we can make a relationship. But until they start doing some real city community outreach, they're going to continue to have a bad name and be mistrusted in the community.